to like poke at me. And as I've grown older now, I realize that they just wanted attention from me.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes it could be the boys. They probably just had a crush on me and like, this is how we're gonna get her attention. Like, let's like tease her.
Yeah.
So going through that, like there was like, a shift in like my confidence, like how I felt about myself, like looking in the
Mhm.
mirror. It's just like even getting ready in the mornings, it would be like, is this enough? Like, okay, what's like not gonna get me teased? Okay, maybe I'll wear bangs today to cover my forehead so they don't talk about my forehead. Okay, maybe I'll try to make sure like my pants aren't high waters, like try to like pull them down so I'm not getting teased about that because I was tall. And at that time, there wasn't too much of like the tall like era of clothing, like when they would
Mhm.
make stuff a little bit more longer for like juniors at that time. So some of my stuff was still high water. So, dealing
Mhm.
with that. So I noticed like middle school, I was still like carrying sunglasses, but I wasn't wearing them to school. But like if we're going out on the weekend, like with my mom, my dad, we're going shopping or we're going out, like it would always be a thing because my mom would ask, like, where are your sunglasses? Because she would always have sunglasses, like with whatever look. Let me tell you something. My mom is gonna have sunglasses to this day. She's gonna have a pair of sunglasses in her purse, on her dresser. Like there's just always gonna be a pair of sunglasses as that accessory for her, like it completes the look. And I feel the same way. Like to this day, I feel like that's like my final accessory that completes my look.
Style Crew, we're back for a new season of Style and Conversation, like I promised. And this season, because it is premiering during August, which is Black Business Month, we are focusing strictly on Black businesses for every new episode this month. And we're rooting for everybody Black. So make sure that you tap in with us for all the Black businesses ranging from beauty, content creation, all the things. We have a lot of things up our sleeves for this month. And I cannot wait for you all to hear from these talented business owners. I want to also start by thanking you for your continued support and ask that if you have not already, stop dating us. Go ahead and make the commitment and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you stream your podcast. Go ahead and subscribe so that you are alerted when new episodes premiere. Also, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is where you can view the visuals. And that YouTube channel is Styled by Jessica Warren. And then my last ask, make sure that you're following us on Instagram. That handle is Style and Conversation Pod. And I lied because I actually have one more ask. My other ask is that if you have been listening for a while and you are gaining something from the podcast, to please leave us a review. It helps us reach other listeners and ears so that they can be blessed and receive the information that you're receiving as well. So, with that, I'm going to jump into episode 1 of season 3. We have we have a very special guest, Soso, here with us of Shaded by Soso. And I have been a fan of her sunglasses. I have many pairs that I'm going to show you during the episode. But I want to kick it off by introducing her and letting you all know why you need to tap in and check out my girl. So, Isoken, also known as Soso Obaseki, is the founder and creative force behind Shaded by Soso, a stylish, protective eyewear brand born from her lifelong love of sunglasses. A native of the DMV, which is, for those of you who may not know, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, Soso's passion for shades began at the age of 2 and grew into a signature part of her personal style, especially after she faced teasing for her unique features in middle school and regained confidence by pairing eyewear with every outfit in high school. Before entering entrepreneurship, Isoken built a career as an actor, model, and content creator. She's credited in several films and web series and remains actively engaged in creative storytelling. Her creative background and personal journey inform the brand's ethos, stylish self-expression, quality craftsmanship, and confidence in every pair of shades. So, with that being said, so I want to welcome you in to the podcast.
Yay, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here because I love your sunglasses. Anytime I'm wearing them, there's two pairs in particular that I get compliments on, but one for sure. I actually was just wearing it in New York, and I just was telling you during our pre-recording call that I got stopped on the street in New York when I was wearing these. So it's these black cat eye sunglasses, and anyone who follows me on Instagram, you've seen me post about them many times. I'll repost an advertisement of this episode, but I love them. They are amazing quality. And then you also, anytime you purchase a pair of her sunglasses, you get this beautiful case. With the exclusion of like a special sale, because I get your emails.
Yes.
You just did like a special sale where it was the frames only, but
Mm-hmm.
typically you do get the case, which comes in handy so that your sunglasses can stay in good condition and all the things. And then you'll also get like a cleaner for them. And they are an amazing price point. If I'm speaking about them, they're an amazing price point and the quality is aligned. So I just want to say that I just wanted to show these to the listeners so they can see some of the amazing
The
things.
smooth ops.
You
Those are
know,
the smooth ops.
yeah, like I definitely don't get on here on cap. Anything that I speak about is something that I actually use and love, and I have found value in my life from them. So I just wanted to, plug you real quick.
Thank you.
Give you your flowers. Like I said,
Thank
I'll be showing them during the advertisement of this episode. But I want to welcome you in, and I just want to start by, I know you talked a little bit in your bio that you shared with me about how you developed your love for sunglasses. Can you share more with the listeners about that and that journey for you?
Yeah. So my earliest memory is a photo of me in my grandma's house. She lived in Florida. We lived in Maryland, and we were going to Disney. And there's a picture of me like standing by her dresser with a pair of sunglasses on. I had a short sleeve shirt on and some shorts. So that's like my earliest reminder of me loving like sunglasses and like being cute and dressing up. And I get that from my mother. My mother is very stylish. She loves putting outfits together with accessories. Like she's that girl. So I get a lot of that from her. So growing up, thing with style. So like elementary school, I dressed kind of like a tomboy. It was like whatever my parents could afford. I remember wearing like big overalls and like big chunky boy shoes that my dad thought it was okay for me to wear. So it wasn't really me formulating my style yet. It was more so just whatever we can afford, or like hand-me-downs because I have an older sister. Older brother. So sometimes I was wearing hand-me-downs. As I started getting into middle school, that's when I was able to explore a little bit more. My parents would take us to Kohl's a lot. So I would shop at Kohl's and get me like their graphic shirts. Those would be super cute with like different like colors. I was always like just not afraid to kind of be bold in a sense and pick things that are like unique. They may not be trendy at the time, but they're unique to me. So going to Kohl's, I was able to express my parents let me pick out my own clothes. So I'm like, okay, I'm expressing my style. But also, like during middle school, like those were the hardest years for me in terms of confidence because I did get teased a lot just from like my different features. It started in elementary, but middle school for me was just like very heavy, like very, very heavy. Like whether people were talking about the color of my skin or like how tall I am. I'm 5'9.5". Like me having long legs, long arms, my forehead. They used to love to talk about my forehead, like tease me for my forehead. Also, like I'm like light right here. I just have like my skin is all even around, but right here in like this nose area and on top of my lip, I'm like, my mom said something happened when I was younger. But so they would call me Simba a lot. Like they would tease, they were so mean to me. They would tease me and call me Simba. Somebody teased me one time about like the size of my nail bed. Like they would find anything, girl. When I tell you anything, like anything, just to like poke at me. And as I've grown older now, I realize that they just wanted attention from me.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes it could be the boys. They probably just had a crush on me and like this is how we're gonna get her attention. Like let's like tease her.
Yeah.
So going through that, like there was like, a shift in like my confidence, like how I felt about myself, like looking in the
Mhm.
mirror. It's just like even getting ready in the mornings, it would be like, is this enough? Like, okay, what's like not gonna get me teased? Okay, maybe I'll wear bangs today to cover my forehead so they don't talk about my forehead. Okay, maybe I'll try to make sure like my pants aren't high waters, like try to like pull them down so I'm not getting teased about that because I was tall. And at that time, there wasn't too much of like the tall like era of clothing, like when they would
Mhm.
make stuff a little bit more longer for like juniors at that time. So some of my stuff was still high water. So, dealing
Mhm.
with that. So I noticed like middle school, I was still like carrying sunglasses, but I wasn't wearing them to school. But like if we're going out on the weekend, like with my mom, my dad, we're going shopping or we're going out, like it would always be a thing because my mom would ask, like, where are your sunglasses? Because she would always have sunglasses, like with whatever look. Let me tell you something, my mom is gonna have sunglasses to this day. She's gonna have a pair of sunglasses in her purse, on her dresser. Like there's just always gonna be a pair of sunglasses as that accessory for her, like it completes the look. And I feel the same way. Like to this day, I feel like that's like my final accessory that completes my look. So as I went into high school and started exploring more with like style and what makes me feel good and look good, like I'm starting to grab my shades. Like before I walk out the door, I'm like, okay, what pair of sunglasses can I wear with these? Like, oh, these are cool. I got these from Kohl's. They're metal around the frame, but they also have like this light purple tint where people can still see my eyes, but it gives like a little pop to my outfit. I could wear like during lunch if I'm going outside for lunch or after school when we're taking the bus. Like I can throw on my shades. So it helped me feel better about myself. And the
Yeah.
more I got into my high school years, the teasing was really like me like now feeding into it. It's just like I heard it all, guys. So at this point, like I can be the butt of the joke and I'm gonna laugh with you. So it started just to become like, okay, like I'm not gonna let this phase me. I'm still gonna like figure out like who I am, what makes me feel good, and I'm gonna let y'all talk how y'all gonna talk about me. So yeah, so sunglasses have always just been like very like important in helping me with my confidence.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say that you are absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
And those kids were just mean.
Yeah.
And I rarely curse on the podcast, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to defend you. They were just some assholes. And you, it just upsets me that they were so mean to you because you're stunning. Like,
Thank you.
girl, I'm a shorty. All my listeners, I said I'm 4'11", and I accept and embrace the height that God kept me at. But there's a few times, where I'm like, Lord, if you could have just given me a couple more inches, it'll be a little bit easier to stay in shape. Because when you're short, you're squished. So we're squished people, so we really got to try hard. So that is a blessing that you have those beautiful long legs, and your nail beds really, like, y'all are really reaching. It's giving you're bored and you really needed something to really pick at. And I feel like they were probably just mad because y'all had to put acrylics on your ugly nail beds in middle school and they just wanted to be mean to you. So I don't like that. But to be objective, the other thing that I want to acknowledge that I heard from what you said is that during this time period, tall clothing wasn't, like, maybe not, either one, not available, or not available, not easily accessible. And so I just always say, as a stylist, that's why it's important to have those things and have representation so that people of all ethnicities, all skin tones, all body types can have access to clothing that fits their body types and feel amazing in it. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. And I think that you obviously are doing that with your sunglasses because you're taking something that has made you feel extremely confident walking into a room and you have no idea who you're doing that for. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So my follow up question to you is what is the story? I know we've shared with us somewhat of the meaning behind your brand, but I'm just curious of like the story and the meaning behind your name and the brand, and if it ties into any of your specific designs.
Yeah. Okay. So starting with well, I'm gonna just start with the nickname Soso. I'm gonna go from there. So in
Yeah.
college, I had met a friend my freshman year. She's still my friend to this day. Shout out to Nadine. So she
Hey,
had a hard
friend.
time. She had a hard time pronouncing my name, which is Isoken. It's a
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian name. It means content with my destiny. So she had a hard time pronouncing my name. So she started calling me Soso. And I'm just like, cute. But she
Yeah.
started calling me that. And then other people just started calling me that. So that just like became my nickname, like from college years on. Like, so
Um,
that's where like Soso came from. That was never anything I came up with. I did not come up with that. She did. So
okay.
her for that because it is catchy and people like tend to remember that. I'm like, oh yeah, her name's so I've heard that name before. Like I've heard that picture before. Or people will be like, oh, that's so cute. Or I help people remember the name. So
Yeah.
her for nicknaming me so prior to that, people would just call me by my first name, Isoken. My
Mhm.
family, they would call me Soki, but she was the first person to call me Soso. So that's where that part of like my name came from. And
Uh-huh.
then the story shaded by Soso. So I was with another friend, shout out to Peggy. We were at Invest Fest in 2022, and
Uh-huh.
she had a vendor booth set up in their hall. They did it at the Georgia World Congress Center. So there was a hall
Mhm.
dedicated to all the vendors. And one morning, it was the last morning of the event. I was there helping her out. The last morning of the event, we were walking around and I was just like amazed at how many different like black owned businesses there were. Like it was an array of businesses. I had never seen, personally for me, I had never been to anything like that where there are just so many different businesses. I'm talking about from like real estate agents to brokers to the beauty products to bath products to artists to people doing roofing to people doing like chargers, electrical chargers. There were just like an array of like black people doing so many amazing things. And I was so impressed. So I was sharing that with her, like just how amazing this is. And she was like, well, you could do it too. And I'm like, girl, what would I start a business? Like, what would I do? And she was like, well, how about write a book about modeling? And I'm just like, no, because that's how I got into like just the creative industry was I started modeling in college and that led on
Mhm.
throughout the years. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And then she was like, well, what about sunglasses? You love sunglasses. So from there, like that's how it sparked. So as we're walking around, I'm like, okay, sunglasses, I can do that. And then we start talking about names. So it's like we say like shades of so, and it's just like no, it's just like somehow the name so has to be in it. Um, then we came up with some other names. I don't know what the other names were. I have them written down somewhere, but she said stated by so, and I was just like, that's it. Like, because it has this like double meaning, because sometimes I do throw shade, but also
Mhm.
the shade. So it was like this double meaning. So
Mhm.
that
I like
stuck.
it.
That one really stuck. I was like, okay, this has this double meaning. I love this. So it was like shaded by so. And then from there, like it just like the spark came. Like once we started talking about names, I was like, oh my God, okay, this is cool. This is great. Let me see what I can just start doing now. So when I got home, I got the handle for the Instagram page. I just got the handle for the Twitter, and I just did the handles. I was just like, let me at least get those and like set up a
Oh,
Gmail address, like get
okay.
everything shared by so just to make sure like that's available and like I claim that.
Yeah.
So that was like the first thing I did. Then I did 11 months of research and development. And I was like, okay, so what do I see like Shaded by Soso as? I'm just like, okay, so let me like study different brands to kind of help me come up with like concept and idea. So I studied everything from like high end brands to like kind of like average, or I shouldn't say average, but like middle priced
Okay.
brands to like
Yeah.
local brands. I was just studying different brands and just seeing different things like shapes they were doing, the type of quality they were doing, how they were like describing the sunglasses. And I was like, okay, I want Shaded by Soso to feel like luxurious. I want people to feel very like good about their purchase. I want them to feel confident. I want them to feel like I got this luxury item. I'm gonna take care of it. When I put it on, I feel good about myself. And I'm forced to look at myself in the mirror.
Mm.
So with that, I was like, okay, so now I'm doing this testing. So I get into like the testing phase, like sampling, like different products, testing for like quality, testing for like packaging. How do I want the packaging to look? Like how do I want people to unbox this item? Like what are the steps to unboxing this item? So, starting with like a box, a Shaded by Soso box, which can I grab one?
Yes. Style Crew, remember when I told you that we had some new sponsors for this season? Well, I cannot wait to tell you more about one of our newest sponsors, Brit's Body Butter. I am actually holding some of her fragrance oils, which are my favorite products from her. And my favorite fragrance that I wear on repeat, and I constantly get compliments when I wear it, is the Amber Vanilla. So I am a vanilla girly. I wear this fragrance throughout the year, but I wear it in different combinations to be appropriate for the season. And I love layering my fragrances. I first came about her products at an event here in Atlanta. She was one of the pop up vendors, and I instantly fell in love. I purchased the Amber Vanilla, the Summer's Love, and the Strawberry Passion. And as you can see, I have been using them all pretty frequently, but mostly the Amber Vanilla. And how I like to use this product is I will spray it on my pulse spots. So behind both of my ears, I'll spray it at the nape of my neck, in front of my neck, in between on my chest, as well as the crease of my arm, as well as right at the beginning of my underarm. Because as the night goes on, you might start to sweat. You want to make sure you're smelling great. And this product really helps aid with that. And then I'll follow it up by topping it with my fragrance choice of the evening, whichever perfume I choose to wear. I find that this fragrance, particularly the Amber Vanilla, pairs really well with a variety of perfumes. And so after I apply the perfume on top of the oil, which would be on my pulse spots, then I'll follow up with a body mist, spray it throughout my hair, all over my body, on my clothing. And then I'm good to step out the door and get all of the compliments of, oh, you smell so great. And one of the other things that I love about this product, you know that I love supporting small owned businesses. And this is another Black woman owned business, and they are completely integral in their process. You can get in touch with someone easily, and I just can't recommend them enough. I can't tell you how much I love the products, and I always get compliments. Just to tell you a little bit more about Brit's Body Butter, at Brit's Body Butter and Oils, we believe that beauty goes beyond the surface. True beauty comes from within and is reflected in how we treat ourselves, others, and the planet. Our philosophy is rooted in mindfulness, positivity, and sustainability. Experience the pure, lasting hydration of Brit's Body Butter and Oils. Your skin will be sure to thank you. And so, for the listeners, you know I have a code for you. The code is Styled by Jess. That is STYLEDBYJESS. And this will get you 15% off of your purchase price. So don't think about it. Go ahead and run to britsbodybutter.com. That is spelled BRITTS BODYBUTTER.com. And be sure to use the code Styled by Jess, STYLED for 15% off your purchase. And with that, let's get back into this episode. You grab the box for us.
Yes. Okay. So I want to start off with like the boxing. So here's a Shaded by Soso box. Because I wanted it to be like a gift too. You know how you get a gift, you're like, oh, what's in a box?
Yes.
Like, I want to create some excitement over the product,
Mhm.
over like this new item that they have, right? So it's like, okay, in the box you have a pair of sunglasses. So I can show you guys these ones. These are actually our wood frames, which are new. They're colorful, they're cat eye shade. These have been really popular this spring and summer. You have so many like different colors you can play with in here. So this has been a hit. So you have the sunglasses, which is great. And then I'm like, okay, that's just not enough. So here is a pouch. So this pouch, you can put your sunglasses in if you just, want to drop them in something just to protect your lenses before you put them in your purse, in your bag, whatever you're carrying for the day. This is a great way to protect your lenses. And then this is a cleaning cloth. So the cleaning cloth is great for wiping your lenses because sometimes we get fingerprints on our lenses and we want them to be clear so we can see out of them. So this cloth is like perfect. And then this is a foldable case. So the case is flat when you're not using it, but when you put the sunglasses in the case, you get like this triangle shaped case that you can drop in your bag for the day. If you don't want to use your pouch, you're like, you know what? I'm going to use my case. Then you can use your case. So
I love it.
So it's like you just have like different options like to care for your glasses. You have a different like selection of items to use to care for your glasses. And it also comes with a nice little thank you card because we thank y'all.
Thanking the people.
Thanking the people. And then also reminding them to tag us on Instagram in their photos. So this is a great part of like marketing. It's just a reminder for your audience, for your customers, just to tag you on Instagram because that's content for you to use as a business owner. So I did 11 months of research and development, back to the story, 11 months of research and development of how I wanted the product to look, how I wanted it to be packaged. And I knew I wanted it to be more than just the eyewear. I want it to be like this experience that people are going down as oh, what's this? Oh, I got this too. Ooh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling special. It's more than just sunglasses. Because sometimes people are buying the product and they're thinking, oh, I'm just going to get the sunglasses. And it's like, no,
you're getting a lot more than that.
Yes, a lot more than that. So that's a part of the journey of people feeling good and feeling confident and also just feeling special, right? Getting a gift and having all these extra things that you didn't expect, getting that surprise, makes you just feel good about yourself. I love a surprise. I don't know about you, but girl, I love
a surprise too. You're not alone with it. I love a good surprise. I promise you're not alone.
Yes. So I just want people to feel good. So that was a part of the journey of studying what I want this luxury brand Shaded by Soso to look like. And then going into styles, really wanted unique styles. Some styles that are different, playing with shapes, playing with patterns, playing with different colors, different temples, things like that. So that people have a unique pair of frames that they really want to wear, intentionally want to wear, and that other people will also notice too. Because when you wear something different and unique, people are like, oh my gosh, those are really cool. Where'd you get those? And then it's a conversation piece as well. It's a conversation starter. And I think it's great for people who are going to events and they're kind of shy. Sunglasses can be a great conversation starter where maybe other people approach them and then that can lead to a conversation about different things. So I think that's another plus with Shaded by Soso is having a unique pair of glasses that can start conversations and get compliments going and getting engagement flowing. So we like to do limited quantities on most styles so that we can always keep something unique and fresh coming in. Now, sometimes there's there's popular demand for certain styles, so I'll be like, okay, we'll let those stay around a little longer. Or some products will just be like flagship products that we just always have around that kind of like set us apart and make us different as an eyewear brand. Yes.
Yeah, and when we did our pre-recording call, I tried to do a selfish plug for a pair that I have been searching high and low for, and I haven't found. And I'm like, I wonder if Soso could do this because I already have this frame in this particular color, and it would be dope if she could do it. So fingers crossed that you're able to. But I love everything that you said, from the limited quantities, and then even you talking about, so what did you say the side of the sunglasses are called? Educate
Oh,
us.
the temples.
The temples.
The temples, yes. So for
See?
example, like a product like these, the front of the frame is made out of like a PC material, but then the side, the temples are made out of wood. So that's what I mean about having like different types of like temples to make the sunglasses like very like different and unique. And we are testing these out. We are going to drop these closer to the fall. So stay tuned, y'all, for some new
Okay.
aviators shaded by Soso.
Nice. Okay. Look at you testing out products. The other thing that I wanted to acknowledge was that you said that you spent 11 months in doing research and development. So what I like about that is I just think that because we have so much access into each other's lives, and especially entrepreneurs, I think that if you are not someone who has owned a business or launched a business before, you can just see a post and think it was just like took place overnight. But I like that you took your time, and I personally believe in having a slow burn in many aspects of life. I do think there's something to be said about having a sense of urgency, but I think it requires discernment to determine when there's a sense of urgency and when you need to pace yourself. And I really respect the fact that you applied that and you took your time in developing this line, because it shows in all of the details, even the way that you describe the packaging and everything that's included in your purchase. It's not just like you're just getting a pair of sunglasses off the street. You're getting so many more things, and there's a story behind each purchase. So that's one of the things I wanted to acknowledge from what you shared with us as far as
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I felt like that was just like very important. Yeah, especially just somebody who like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time doing it though. Like I'm not gonna put, for me, I was just like, I don't want to put like a date on it. Like when we first came up with like me and my friend talking about the concept and the idea, I was like, I don't want to put a date on it, because sometimes then you'll start feeling like, okay, I gotta rush and make it to this date. But it was just like a feeling of doing, right? Of doing. And also like, all right, like, God, is this like what you want me to do? Like before I just, jump into something without like kind of hearing, like if this is the path that I should go down on. For me, it was just better for me to just take my time so that I can hear, and kind of for me, it's just like through reading, through seeing different signs, it's just how I get my confirmation from God. Like, just look, go for it. Like there's nothing like that I'll leave you to do like without my permission. So like the stories are written. So, and this is just a part of the story. So that's how I view it even now. It's just like, this is a part of my story. Like, though I don't know like exactly, anything can happen with Shaded by Soso. Anything can happen. We don't know. Shaded by Soso could, I don't know, it could become a business to business brand. You know what I mean? It could be bought by somebody. Anything could happen. So I'm just like, this is just a part of the story. So I'm here for the journey. I'm here for the journey, and whatever that looks like.
What were some signs and confirmations that you received from God during this process that you were on the right path? And the reason I ask that is I think sometimes we'll get a vision, and then we'll think we're on the right path, and then something happens that's difficult, and we're like, am I on the right path? Did I hear the right message? So what were some signs and confirmations that kept you going?
I remember one sign. This was like very interesting, but I was in New York with a friend, and we went out to dinner at my cousin's restaurant. He has a restaurant in New York. And I remember like there were these two ladies, like they were a part of a group that was sitting next to us, but they were like very unique. They had a very unique style. So like I just like remembered them. Like I was like, oh my God, they're just so cool. And then they were dancing and all these things. And then like a few weeks later, I saw something on Instagram. I think it was just something about them getting a deal with like a retailer. It just popped up, and they happened to be owners of a sunglass line. So I was like, oh my gosh, like what are the odds that we were sitting next to like these two women who I had already noticed because I just felt like they were just very unique and stylish. And then for me to come across a post like weeks later about them and they own a sunglasses line. It was just things like that, like were just like very interesting for me. Or I would be like wearing a sample pair, I would be out and somebody would be like, oh my gosh, like I love your sunglasses. Like, and it would just be like so random.
Mm-hmm.
It would be so random. Not that I was dressed to the nines, but I would just be out kind of like casually, maybe like shopping somewhere. And somebody would be like, oh my God, I love your sunglasses. It's just like, okay, God, I can hear, I can see the things that are pushing me to go, to just go for it, to just
Mm-hmm.
go for it. So that was a part of the journey in that 11 months because it wasn't just like day one I started or day two I started. All right, well it was some days where there was just me not doing anything related
Yeah.
to it, like just having like the days of silence or like one time, I'd say like a month and a half later I had told my family I was like I don't know what called me to do it, but we were at the dinner and I was just like I'm gonna start a sunglasses line. Now don't ask me when because I don't know when, but
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know, I just felt like compelled, like my spirit told me to like let this out, like let it be known, at least to your family, like this is
Yeah.
something you want to do. And it came to fruition, yeah, months later. But I felt it. I don't know. I felt it just kind of like nudging at me. You feel something like nudging at you. Like you'll just have those, like me having like those different signs, and it just was like a feeling of like nudging at me, like just do it and see what happens.
How did you have peace on the days where you were, like you mentioned, being silent and not having activity on some days towards the business? How did you have peace with that and not feeling like you had to be doing something?
Um, that's that's a good question. How did I have peace with that? It was still in the early stages.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I had other things going on, so that kind of helped me, like not like constantly think about, okay, this business I said I was gonna do. Like I kind of just like, all right, things happen, and if it comes up, like it comes up. But initially, I didn't put like that pressure on myself, and I think that helped. Like me talking about, like I didn't say when I was gonna do it. This is the day it's gonna launch. This is how many items are gonna be launched. These are how many different styles. These are the color. Like initially I didn't think of any of that. It was just like I'm going to do this thing. I just don't know when. So I think that kind of helped me be at peace. Is just not having like this unnecessary, like putting this unnecessary pressure on myself.
Yeah. And you talk a lot about your journey and, listening to God and how, you relied on his wisdom during that time. What is the importance of your relationship with God regarding your business, not just your business, but how that um, flows into other areas of your life?
Yeah, so I would start with my relationship with God. I would start that honestly with my confidence, like starting like with helping me like feel more confident like
Mm-hmm.
about myself on this journey. As I've been talking about it more, just like the teasing and different ways that I had like started to feel about myself based on what other people have said. I've been turning more into like, okay, well, what about like who like God says you are? Yes, people can say like anything and everything, but I'm just like, but God made you this way. Like God made you like this beautiful, unique Isoken, like with these features that you were teased about, like
Mm-hmm.
God made you this way, and you're the only person like this. So that's helped me like with my confidence, like, oh my God, like God made me unique. Like these are like different things that make me who I am, and there's nobody like me. So like embrace these things. Yes, there's
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of pain behind a lot of the different, things that people said in the past, but
Mm-hmm.
I've turned it around to like, all right, the most important thing thing right now. Is, well, who does God say you are? Still on that journey, learning myself each and every day. But that's been an important thing. And with that, right, with getting like that confidence, like instilled from God, like that's helped me like with the business. Like, okay, the confidence to even launch a business. It's just like, I'm trusting you, God. Like, I'm trusting you. I'm taking me out of this. Like, I'm just trusting you. Like, I'm gonna launch this thing, and whatever happens, like, I trust that I'll be okay because you never like allowed me to not be okay. Like, there's evidence and there's proof. Like, regardless of what's happening like around me, it's just like God has like never like left me like with like nothing. Like I ain't never
Mhm.
meal like like I've always had a roof over my head that I've been able to get from point A to point B. Like God's always gonna make sure I'm okay. So that helped me with like even with the confidence to launch because that's a scary thing to launch your own business. It can feel like just very scary because there's just like there's so much like anticipation and so many different types of thoughts, right? Just as a human, you just have very like human thoughts, like, okay, so well, what if the website doesn't work? Oh my God, well, what if people get to the order page and it doesn't capture? Oh my gosh, well, what if like there's no sales? Like, what if I just launched this whole thing and like nobody even likes it? Like those thoughts come up, but
Mhm.
in turn, with me hitting like that button to make, I can remember the moment of like the website going live, it was just like, all right, I'm taking like me and all these like humanly thoughts, I'm taking it out of it and I'm just gonna do it. And whatever happens, I know I'm gonna be okay. I know you already have the story written, and whatever is supposed to happen will happen when it's gonna happen, which is on your time and not mine. So that helped me with like, hey, we're gonna launch this thing. We're gonna
Mhm.
launch this thing. There's no such thing as perfection, but we're gonna launch this thing and we'll figure it out along the way. So my relationship with God, it's just like helped me be like more confident in terms of even now with like me reaching out to people that I have had on my list for a while, but now like again, moving self out of the way because it's not about me, it's about the brand. Moving self out of the way to reach out to those people. Like, what is the worst that can happen? Like that's just kind of like
Yeah.
how I'm like just helping myself like kind of push the brand forward. It's just like, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? They don't respond. Is that really even the worst thing?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So when those carnal thoughts come up and you're forecasting like the worst thing and you're operating out of fear instead of faith, what do you say to yourself or what helps you move past that moment?
What helps me like move past the moment is like reminding myself like it's gonna be okay. And also doing it like from the point of view, like I try to take myself out of it, right? Because for me, stuff can be scary, but I try to remind myself, this is the brand. Like this is not you. Like this is shaded by Soso. So like this is like in a sense, like this is business. Like so you kind of need to like move to the side, whatever these thoughts and feelings are. Like you just need to move to the side and go ahead and hit that send button. And also just like remembering like I don't know, it's always gonna be okay. Like I just have to tell myself, like, it's okay. Like I'm over here. Sometimes I'll be stressed. I'm like, okay, like, does this email look good? Oh my God, did I hit all the points that I need to hit? Did I find the connection between me and the brand and the person? And it's just like, girl, it's enough. That's what comes up. It's just like, this is enough. Send the email. Like I literally had to tell myself, like, this is enough. Send the email. We're not gonna read this 5 to 20 different times. Okay, we're not gonna keep editing this, but it's a reminder, like, this is enough. And like you are enough as a person. The brand is enough. And this email is enough. So go ahead and send it out and we'll see what happens. And once it's out there, it's just out. And after I do it, like I feel so free. And if I'm like, okay, when am I gonna do it again? Who's the next person? Like it ignites like this fire, like inside of me for the brand. It's just like, okay, you did it. It's done. It's sent. Okay, what's next? Who's next that you've had on this list for like a year of different like influencers that I've been wanting to reach out to, but now I'm feeling just more confident in the brand and
As you
seeing
should.
employee versus like this being about me. It's just like you're an employee. You're working. You're just working for the brand.
As you should. Okay. And by the way, guys, about the last 5 questions I've asked were not a part of the list. We're just flowing.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
So, were there any specific challenges that you faced with entering the fashion and accessory industry?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Tell us, girl.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just okay. From the beginning. My. So okay. So working with the team, like the design part of the team is like overseas. So like working on like their hours versus our hours is very, very different. It's very different. So I would catch myself like definitely up later. Just like trying to get messages out, get the communication out, make sure I'm answering their questions. Because time is a thing in a sense, because you just have to give time for shipping, give time for production, things like that. So in the beginning, it was rough because I would be up late. I would be
Yeah.
up like, just very late, like sending messages back and forth, making sure like we're getting things right, like getting measurements right for like the logos, like what size are we going to make the logos, where the logo is going to go, like just different things like that were part of the conversation. And getting samples is great. Getting samples is great. I did find myself during the early days of getting samples, which were great, perfect. I love everything about the samples. And then getting the actual like supply of products, and it's different from the samples. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts bad. Like I remember there was a certain way that the logo was engraved, a certain size that it was engraved on the sample. So my expectation was to see the same when I got, the larger quantity of inventory, and it wasn't. And that first, like, I guess, initial experience with that was just like so heartbreaking because this was before launching. For me at the time, I know it's dramatic, but it was heartbreaking for me. I'm just like, no, like, this is not what the sample look like. Like, no, I'm not gonna do this. Like, and then that doubt starts to kick in. So that doubt's like, all right, maybe I shouldn't even be doing this. Like, maybe I shouldn't even be doing this because this is all wrong. This is not this is not what it originally looked like. This is very different. There are imperfections. Like now I'm just like, oh my God, like I don't want to do it. So I had to have like a couple friends like talk me off the edge. Like that's important too, just like having a community of people like around you. Also, friends that are business owners too, or just supportive friends. Like it's just like it's okay. Like it's not that much of a difference. Like we can barely see the difference. Like people won't even know. Only you know this information. This is only information you know. So don't let like this stop you from launching a brand. Because I can say for myself, I have like a very strong attention to detail. So things that other people may not notice, but for me, it's just like, oh my God, this is so grand. And just having like other sets of eyes look at the things and say like, girl, like it's not. Girl, if you do not launch, if you do not launch this business, we're gonna have some serious problems. But just having those type of friends around to help like push, and when you're feeling like weak, it's almost like they help like lift you up. Like it's okay, like it's okay. This is new, this is scary, but girl, like it's okay. People will not notice this. So that's something like I had to work through, like those very tiny details that only I would know. Like it's not that should never get in the way of like me launching a product. But in the beginning, I just had all this fear. I started building fear. Like I'm like, okay, this is going wrong. When you're doing something, all these things start going wrong. You start questioning, should I even be doing this thing? So I did have moments. I did have moments where I was like questioning it, especially like that initial like inventory. I was just like, oh my gosh, no, and no. And then it goes back down to me like just learning communication, like just making sure I'm communicating things to the team, like just like exact things, even if it's something as exact as this. It was 1 centimeter in length and a half a centimeter in height, and this is how just being like very detailed, or sending a picture like just, hey, can we make sure it is just like this? I don't want anything different. Like don't change anything but this same way. So I had to learn like in a sense, like you have to talk their language in a sense,
Yeah.
in terms of like getting things done the way that you see it as a sample, just making sure it's done in that same way. Even if it comes down to like, hey, send pictures, just like send pictures, like, hey, just to FYI, just want to make sure it's just like this, just so we're on the same page. Just making sure you're on the same page as your team.
Mm-hmm.
That's something like very important that I learned in those early days of sampling products and then getting the inventory. Mm-hmm.
Which is a good practice to have, and just advocating for your product and your vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's good.
Yeah. Yes.
It's really
Yes. It was uncomfortable at the time. It was very uncomfortable.
good. Mm-hmm.
Very uncomfortable, as you can imagine. Just like feeling like, all right, I'm already doing this thing that's so different, like something I've never done before. I've
Mm-hmm.
never launched, a business in this capacity. So it's just like, okay, one thing goes wrong, you kind of feel like you just it's like a dramatic scene in a movie, like oh, and it was absolutely fine. It was fine, just like it always is. It's okay, like it is okay.
But your feelings in the moment are valid because that's how you felt.
Yeah, yeah, yes, I did. I was
Mhm.
like, no, forget this. I can't do this. There's just no way.
Girl,
And
we all have a little drama in us, and especially I don't think you're dramatic. I think that what I take from it is you were very passionate about what it is that you were doing, and you had a vision in your head of what it was going to look like, and when it didn't look that way, you had a response. So,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And something I had to something like that happened like a couple months later with
mhm,
like getting a product and the color was different from the color that I expected. And
mhm,
something my mom said, it was so simple, but I held on to it. She was like, you just have to pivot. Like it's so simple, right? But in that moment, it was like, oh my God. Like it was almost like, you're right. Like I'm over here like stressing, like being upset. And it's just like all I can do from here is pivot.
mhm.
It's literally just pivot. And that's a lot of what I learned about like being in business. Like you just have to pivot. Even doing like different pop-ups, like where things would happen, whether the weather, whether it starts raining, whether it's super windy and stuff is flying off the table, you pivot. And like you figure it out like along the way. Like I think that's the part of life sometimes we don't leave room for. It's just like, oh, just
Yes.
pivot. Yeah, pivot. Like try something new. Though this
Yeah.
didn't go the way that you intended for it to go. All right, so
Let's
now we
pivot.
have to figure. Like I think we can also learn to build like some excitement around that. All right, let's
Yeah.
figure out how I'm going to go. But how can I make this thing work? Like how can I make it work? So I found myself like doing a lot of that in business and learning to pivot and also taking that like just into my just regular life when things just don't go as planned. All right, so now how can I pivot? How can I do something different? And now
Mhm.
once I pivot and I've learned something, it's great because I can share it like with the next business owner or the next person, whatever the experience is. It's just like even like just having my first windy day at a pop-up. Like I was able to talk to another vendor like about my experience because I saw her dealing with wind and stuff flying away. And I'm just like, it literally takes these experiences for you to learn. Like, okay, now I know next time, oh, I need heavier weights. Or now I know next time I need a different plan for how I'm going to set up my product if it's really windy. So you just learn along the way. And I think we should all just continue to give ourselves room to like learn. Like nobody's a perfectionist. Perfectionism isn't even like really real. So
Mm-mm. And it's boring. Being perfect is boring. You know, we're not trying to give Stepford wife. And I really like that you emphasize the pivot, but also having fun with that because I think sometimes when you have to pivot, you have to adjust your posture. Is your posture like, oh, fine, I guess I'll go this way? Or is it like, all right, I wasn't expecting this, but these are
mm-hmm.
the options that I have. So I'm gonna roll with this option, and we're gonna make the best of it. And then if you have that attitude 9 times out of 10, I do find that you end up enjoying it and just by embracing the moment and where you're at.
And you know what? Another thing is you'll meet people like for me, like, well, for the business, I should say, for Shaded by Soso, there were moments like at pop-ups when things were just happening like outside of my control, anybody's control. Like it's just like I met people along the way during the process of pivoting to help. Like whether it was like tent flying away, like just strangers coming to help, like hold the tent down, or somebody giving me like their tent walls one time. Another person gave us a tent to use when our tent broke down overnight. Like you'll find people like, or people will find you, or both ways, just along the way when you're
Mm-hmm.
pivoting to help you out. So it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, this is just so lonely. There's nobody here to help. When I tell you there are some very kind people in this world. Like there are just very kind people who will step in and help that don't know you from a can of paint, that will step in and help. And now you sometimes you built a new relationship, or you just had that new experience of like just interacting with kind people.
And I feel like that's a way to refresh our faith in people.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorites sayings is that God always gives us sugar in our vinegar.
Ooh, sugar in our vinegar. Mm.
So I think by him sending those kind people along in the process when you had those moments, that was his way of doing that.
Mm-hmm. It's always just like that reminder, like it's gonna be okay. It,
Mm-hmm.
it, it may feel like a storm right now, but here goes some sun.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, so I want to pivot by asking you, and I feel like you touched on this, but I just want to give you another opportunity to highlight it. What makes your sunglasses brand or the style stand out from others on the market?
Yeah, so Shaded by Soso, we take pride in quality. So we
Mm-hmm.
test out every single one of our products before launching. So sometimes the test is like, hey, we got to do a drop test, we
Mm-hmm.
got to just like kind of like do a lens scratch test, making sure the UV protection filters on the lenses. So all the sunglasses have UV 400 protection.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the lenses are polarized, and polarization, it's an additional filter on the lenses that help reduce glare. So sometimes
Okay.
sun will be beaming off of something, and it'll glare onto from to into your frames, and that extra layer of protection from the polarization blocks that extra glare that's bouncing off of an object into your eyes.
Okay.
So some of our glasses are polarized, so we make sure we test for that beforehand. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I'm gonna go back to like
Mm-hmm.
colors, shapes,
Mm-hmm.
shapes, because everybody has a different face shape. So we
Mm-hmm.
like square, we like to do rectangles, we like aviators. We also like cat eyes, and sometimes we'll do like an
Mm-hmm.
oversized cat eye or in a regular cat eye, and sometimes we'll do like circle frames, just because nose shapes are different, and then our nose bridge are different on each pair of glasses. So it kind of helps with people because everybody has a different nose shape. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
we have to do different shapes of sunglasses just
Yeah.
to help fit different face shapes and style. We like just very unique styles. So whether it's one of our most popular frames are called I Bet You Wills, and those are holographic lenses with metal springs on the sides and metal screws on the sides. So people really love those because they're just very unique. It's a unique pair of frames that make people feel good about themselves. And people always people are always asking me where I got these shades from, and I tell them Shaded by So. And I'm like, that's a good sign, and that creates excitement, and
Yeah.
that's something like that's really important. I for the brand, I would say, is just to have people like bring out like this inner confidence, because I feel like we all have like confidence in us, and sometimes like it's buried with different things, whether it's just teasing, different childhood traumas, like it's buried in us. So Shaded by Soso is just a brand that helps people bring out that inner confidence that's in them. So even when we're doing pop-up events, like there's just so much joy in like just witnessing people look into the mirror, they're looking at themselves, they're feeling good about themselves. Oh, do I like this one or this one? It's a very engaging experience getting like opinions for different people. Like I love that for people, like just seeing them feel good about themselves. Because there's just so many different things going on in the world today. So if Shaded by Soso can just come in and have you feeling good about yourself and you forget about all the other things going on. We
Mm-hmm.
well.
And
And
I
we are
like
our
it.
mission. Mm-hmm.
And I like that you said that we all have confidence, but it might be buried by something or multiple things. That's really profound. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, because I know it firsthand, right? I've
Mhm.
experienced it myself, like firsthand. And had I not like been talking these things out through therapy, through counseling, I don't know that I ever would have like addressed like this feeling of like, oh my God, like that teasing, it's still like living in me. Like it's still there. Though I thought it was gone. I thought I was past it, but being able to talk it out has also like helped with me like get that confidence back up. Like get it
Yeah.
back up and take out like those negative things that people say, like that is not your truth. That was just their opinions, but that's not your truth. And remembering like
Ah.
what do you say about you? What does God say about you? That's your truth. Like
Mhm.
it's not what these other people have said. And sometimes I think just in life we can get buried by that when we don't like address it, when we're just kind of
Mhm.
like going about. So if Shaded by Soso can be that reminder that
It
hey,
will
you
be
got
a
that confidence
reminder.
in you. Mm-hmm.
So, what styles or aesthetics influence your collection the most? Like, what inspires you?
What inspires me? I would just say unique, unique frames like really inspire the brand. Like going back to like these cat eyes, like just going back to the shape, going back to colors, like
Mhm.
going back to like different types of patterns, like the aviators that I showed, which oh, I don't know. Oh, they're right here. The aviators I showed earlier, like just inspired by, okay, we have different material on this front facing frame, but then the temples are wood, which are lightweight. Like this is just something different. And also on the inside, they're blue. And on the outside, they're brown. So things like that just like really inspire us when you think about like colors, shapes, like the different tint on the lenses, like just very unique features that stand out, kind of like how we
Mhm.
have different features on our face that stand out. I mean, look at the
Mhm.
same thing in the eyewear as well. And another thing that inspires Shaded by Soso is also music. So some of our sunglasses are like named like with songs in mind. For example, like the smooth ops, the ones that you showed earlier, the
Yeah.
hexagon shaped frames, like that comes from Sade's Smooth Operator. So it's like, what
Um,
feeling do these sunglasses give? Or sometimes I'll have like the audience, like the Shaded by Social community, I'll have them name a pair of frames. Like we had one community member, she named these frames No Shade. Like so
ooh.
things like that, getting the audience involved. We have a pair of frames called Brown Sugar. So thinking about the movie, thinking about the song Brown Sugar, like just thinking about how culture can like inspire like names for our frames that makes us different as well.
And that's actually another question that's in here. So that's a perfect transition. I wanted to ask you, which you clearly just stated, how one of the frames is named after, it's inspired by Sade's Smooth Operator. So I wanted to ask you, in what ways does Black culture and or history inspire your designs and the branding?
Yeah, so a lot. Let's start with the colors. So the
Mm.
colors the shaded by stuff are like black
Hmm.
and gold. Black
Yeah.
black is black is where it's at. Okay.
Yes.
Black is such
Yes.
like a powerful color, and I feel like it gives like luxury. Like you can look. I feel like anybody could look good in all black. I feel like all black will never fail. It'll never
Yeah.
fail you. Oh.
It's true.
So even thinking about culture, just like thinking about like black people in black. To me, it's just so amazing, and I love it. I love to see it. Like I don't know about you, if you ever see like weddings, like I love seeing weddings online, and everybody's just dressed in black. I'm like, oh, this gives just very like luxurious feels. And then
Yes.
with the gold in our branding, gold is another color of luxury, of power, of like feeling good about self. So that helps like influence shaded by Soso and the brand, and also thinking about like the Black culture. When I think about music, a lot of the music is like R&B and hip hop that inspires like the names, and then thinking of like maybe even movies too that may inspire the names, or just movies like the culture knows, like going back to like the Brown Sugar, like Annihilation Tay, like that was just like a big movie
One of
for.
my favorites.
See,
One of
for
my
the
favorites.
culture.
I talked about that on the Valentine's Day episode. I counted down like my top 10 favorite Black rom-coms, and
Mhm.
Brown Sugar is one of my faves.
Yeah, and it comes up. It's usually like usually it can take some time for us to kind of think of a name, because it's just like we got to sit on like the style and what the style looks like and what it exudes, and just a lot of the influence is just like Black culture, like maybe things I've heard growing up, like different songs that like resonate and that pop up. Maybe a song I haven't heard in so long, but it pops up when I look at these frames, and when I think of those frames, you know what? This song kind of pops up into my head. So how can we name it similar to whatever the song is that pops up, or whatever the feeling that it gives? Like music is a big part of my life. I love R&B. I love R&B. Let's start here. I love R&B. I love a lot of music, but I love R&B. So those names will usually come up first, or just like the feeling, like we got a pair of sunglasses, so fly. Like there's a
Yes.
song called So Fly, but also just the feeling of feeling like so fly in these shades. So yeah, I love Black people. I love Blackness.
Mm, I
And
love.
it
No,
inspires
that's important.
me.
It's in, and because that's what this season is about. It's all about Black business. Like I said at the top of the episode, we're rooting for everybody Black, and I think that is, it's so important now that we say that and we affirm each other in that, because of the things that are happening specifically within this country. And I just appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, it's just like how can we like support each other? Even I feel like even support comes with like using a song name to like
Yes.
encourage like a pair of sunglasses, and then when I post about the sunglasses, I'm tagging the song. So it's just like it's a reminder of just like how much influence that we really have, just like as a collective.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Mhm.
Okay, so with that being said, I want to ask you, and you've touched on this somewhat during our conversation, but I just want to give you the opportunity to really go in depth. How would you describe your personal style, and does this show up in your designs?
Wow, my personal style.
Mm-hmm.
So my personal style, I would describe it as, ooh, that's a good one. I would describe it as like bright. I would describe it as unique. I would describe it as playful.
Mm-hmm.
So I love colors. I love patterns, just
Mm-hmm.
generally as myself. And that started coming about like even when I was younger, like going back to like the Kohl's story, like shopping at Kohl's. It's just like, oh my God, I like the pattern on that. Like that's different. That's unique. Let me get that. And then as I started like getting older, like thrifting to find those really unique pieces of clothing. Like I just love like a unique piece. And the piece
Mm-hmm.
could be anything. It could be like pants, it could be a hat, it could be a purse, it could be a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Just something like very unique. And I'll pair it with something very like just plain every day. Like I'll take like a unique thrifted top that has a lot of
Mm-hmm.
colors and patterns and put it on with some jeans. And then I get to accessorizing it with like bracelets. Okay, what earrings am I gonna wear? Like, how am I gonna do my hair? Is my hair up? Is it down? What shades am I gonna put on? So I really do love color,
Mm-hmm.
color and patterns. Some of my friends will say I dress like I'm a little foreign, but I'm like, whatever, y'all.
I love it.
My Nigerian roots. It's just like, Nigerians like they wear this print called Ankara, and it's different patterns and it's different colors. Like kind of that could be like where my inspiration comes from, where I like
Mm-hmm.
different patterns and colors. It could be my Nigerian roots. I believe it is. It's connected to that. But I like to keep it fun, like fun and different. It's kind of like where'd you get that from? Ooh, I thrifted it.
You know what I love about your style? You remind me of Cynthia Bailey.
Really?
Yes,
Heard that
I
one
yeah,
before.
you remind me of Cynthia Bailey. Like, Cynthia is always going to serve us a different beauty look, whether
Mhm.
it's from her hair, like how she styles her hair, her makeup. And the other point that I want to make and why you remind me of her style is that, and you and I have this in common, we're not hung up on labels.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not like, yeah, you know, you have access to it, and, you know, as does she, but that doesn't dictate your style.
Mm-hmm.
And you just wear what you like. You're very bold in it. You're very confident in it. And you'll give a different look, and you step in the room and you're Soso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that shows up through the socials for your business.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you said that, just in terms of like just not being like stuck on labels. Because I do feel like there's a difference between like fashion and style, right?
Yeah.
Because fashion, you know, it could be labels, it could be what's trendy, but I feel like style is like whatever you want to make it. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be trend. You could be wearing overalls from 1988 and an
Yeah.
oversized sweater. You know, it's however you style, like whatever it is. And style is like creativity. So it's like whatever you want to create out of this. Do I want to tuck this shirt in? Do I want to tie it in a knot? Do I want it off my shoulders? Like, I love to play in general. I just love to play. But I also love to play with clothing too. Like,
Yeah.
I love to play with clothing too. And I am not afraid to wear something over and over again. I do not care.
Girl, please say it again for the people in the back. I'm sorry, I just scared my dog. She just
We
jumped
got
up.
to wear something new every time.
Oh God,
I wore
you know
this
what?
outfit about 5 times on Instagram, and I don't care. I
You
don't
just,
care.
you know what this is? We were talking about confirmations earlier. I had this in a note to do this episode for season 4, which will be in 2026. So I'm gonna do it because that is one of my pet peeves. I have never been that person that's like, I'm not gonna wear something. I'm only gonna wear it once, even if I've been photographed in it. I bought it and I love them, but I have girlfriends that have that mindset, and in my head, I'm like, who are we? Like, who cares? So you're over here refusing to repeat clothes that you paid good money for to impress people on an app that you may or may not ever meet in real life. And then the people that you do meet, that you do have a relationship in real life, if they are going to check you on wearing something twice, respectfully, they're not your friends. And I don't need you in my life. So I 100% agree. And I personally am of the belief that wearing a dress with a different pair of shoes or a different handbag or a different lip or a different hairstyle, that's a different outfit.
Okay, I'm with you because I feel the same way. I'm like, this is a different look, y'all.
It is. It's a different look.
A whole different look. Like, I had this one black jumpsuit. When I say I'm wearing this thing since like 2018, but I will wear that jumpsuit without a thought. Like, without a thought. I've worn it at least like 20 times. And it's just like, you know what? The reminder is like clothes are meant to be worn multiple times. Like, I don't know why we think we can't wash it and wear it again. Like, I don't care. Like, sometimes I have like go-to outfits. Like, I wear that black jumpsuit. I'm always a good in that.
Yes.
I'm going on a date. I'm going out with girlfriends. I'm just going to do whatever. Like, I'm like, I'm put on that black jumpsuit. Like, that's gonna be my go-to. Maybe I'll do silver. Maybe I'll do gold this time. Maybe I'll do a black purse. Maybe I'll do my jean purse. Like, it's gonna be whatever I want it to be, and that's a part of style to me. Like, that's a part of style, not like, hey, I can wear this one thing, but I can wear this about 20 different ways. I have another jumpsuit, blue and white. Like, it has like those straps. I'm losing the name for it now, but the straps that you can tie. I'm just kind of different way. It's a new outfit, y'all. I know y'all haven't seen it about 30 times, but it's a new outfit to me.
And once again, you paid for it, so you should be wearing it again.
Yeah, and I learned that also, like with like vacation clothes, like killing like that need to always feel like, oh, well, I gotta buy some new. I gotta buy some new since I'm going on vacation. Hey, you ain't never been to this country. They don't know these clothes. Hey, wait. Recycle
that
these
part.
vacation clothes. Like, what is your problem, girl? I tell myself like, stop ordering new stuff.
Yeah.
For these vacations, girl, rewear this stuff.
100%.
And that goes back to like, you know, caring more about what other people think versus like, all right, what do you think? Like
Yes.
we're putting so much weight on like, all right, they gonna say they already saw me in that outfit when I was on that last trip. Who cares? Clothes are meant to be worn multiple times. Like we're taking other people's opinions too serious. We're letting that like inform our
Oh,
own thoughts and processes. So
girl, I didn't know we were gonna have a super soul moment.
look, I'm encouraging you listeners, wear that outfit again. Wear that outfit again. When you look at it in the closet, wear that outfit again. You do have something to wear. Don't say you don't have nothing to wear. You do. Wear
Yes.
that outfit again. Wear that. Throw on a little sweater. Throw on a blazer.
Yeah. Even if it's a ball gown.
Mm-hmm.
Because I go to, I'm from Mobile, so I go to a ball every year.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'll do is I actually buy my gowns out of season. So I have one gown that I wore in like 2018, and it's a bad black gown, girl. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it has a plunge. I love a plunge because I'm not a busty girl. So I got to do something to, spice it up. And the back is kind of cut out, and the sides are cut out, and it's form fitting.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $10 from that for that dress.
You said 10?
10.00. And not only did I wear it to that ball, but I wore it again, I think the following year to a formal Christmas party.
See?
Looked bomb, had a great time, and I'm gonna wear it again.
Mm-hmm. As you should. As you
I'm gonna wear
should.
it again. I have another dress that, a few other dresses that I've repeated at different events. So wear it again, please.
Please, y'all. Please. 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 There's how many people? It's billions of people in this world. Everybody is not seeing you in that outfit.
No.
You need to show it off. You need more people to see you in
But
it. So wear it
also,
again.
even if they did, who cares?
And who cares if they did? Clothes are meant to be reworn, guys. It's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay to wear it again. It is okay to wear it again.
It's okay. It is
Mhm.
okay.
It's
Oh,
actually fun. I think it's fun
yes.
too. Like get creative. Like test out your creative side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the life you just gave me. Okay. So, my next question, how do you handle production, sourcing, and sustainability in your process?
Yes. So it's a process, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So working with a team like that's overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's more of like a system and having like the specific people because like in the beginning, we're just trying out different types of teams, that can help us, with production. But now, after 2 years, we've been in business 2 years, we have like our go-to people that can help us, like with the different styles, with different ways to do like the branding on the glasses, whether it's laser logo, whether it's gold engraving, or just like engraving without any color. We have different teams that we work with, but we have like our set teams now that can help us, get the products that we like and that we desire and that we can communicate with and we have like good shipping time with, like communication is great. We know like when they're going to ship. They'll send us like pictures and videos beforehand. And of course, we're sampling products in the beginning. We're looking at colors, looking at quality, looking at how the sunglasses feel. That's a thing for me too. Like like just like how they feel. Like in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like how they feel on the face, how they feel like in hands. Like do they have a lot of weight? Like or are they, are you able to easily like kind of throw them around? So that's a big thing that we as a team on this end that we test out like beforehand before getting with like production and getting into like numbers and how many of each style we're gonna get and if we're gonna re-up on styles because sometimes we just we just have to. It's like really popular. We're like, oh, we have to bring this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to bring it back. But now we have more of a system through trial and error. I say a lot
Okay.
of it was like through trial and error. And now like we're pretty set with like the box. We're pretty set with the case, the cleaning cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the case actually now we're set, but in the beginning we did the gold cases, and it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, those aren't like really unisex. So then we did like black cases, just plain black cases. Then we did black cases like with the logo inside. Then it was like black cases with the logo on the outside and the inside. But now Now
Mm-hmm.
we're finalizing black cases with just the logo on the outside. So it takes a lot of trial and error. We continue to like test things out to figure out what works, but now that's just going to be like our standard packaging from
Mm-hmm.
now on. Just because the black is just it's just better for like male, female. Some males like the gold, some males don't. Some females like the gold, some prefer black. So it's just better. We just have black. We just have a standard color for cases. So now we're getting in our groove of just like standardizing at least that. So now we can just focus on sunglasses. So now we know packaging is all squared away, as well as our bags. When we do pop up events, we
Mm-hmm.
have our bags, our black and gold bags with the gold rope and then the gold logo engraving. That again, that was another thing. That was actually something we just took a risk on. We're just like, hey, we're gonna we're gonna come up with the design and then we're just gonna order a big chunk of these and then we're gonna see what happens. Sometimes business, a lot of it is let's see what happens. Just
Yeah.
because we didn't have time at that moment to do a sample. So it just made more sense for us to just go for it. And the bags came
Mm-hmm.
out. People love the bags. So that's a testament of just like, hey, we
I
gonna go
like the
out
bags. I
on
like the
faith.
bag that I got from my purchase. So
Thank you. Yeah, we went out on faith with the bags. That was definitely a faith move, and it came out fine, just fine. And so that's like our staple bag. So now that we've been doing this for 2 years, we do the production's pretty much set for the most part,
okay,
like in terms of our process.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you with that because you said some things that I really liked in terms of um, including the thank you card and asking for customers to tag you. That was one thing that stood out to me. But what are some other strategies that have helped you grow your customer base and visibility?
I would say a lot of these pop-up events have been
Mm,
like just very helpful in terms of like getting in front of the customers, right? This is a new brand. So online, I mean, it's great. It's great to have a website. It's great to have social media presence. But for me, there's been something about Shaded by Soso, this in-person like energy that's exchanged that we haven't been able to translate yet to online, but that has really helped us like connect with people because people can sense good energy. People can feel good energy. People can feel like a welcoming environment. And
mhm,
that helps them like, believe in the brand or sometimes even just invest in themselves, right? In pair of sunglasses, just the last event that we did off the belt line outside of Ponce City Market, one lady, she just bought like two pairs of glasses without trying them on. And she said, I could just feel the energy, coming from like this table. So just like exuding like that good energy. We always make sure we have high energy. We're greeting everybody that comes up to the table. We're making sure, we acknowledge everybody that comes up to the table. And I think that's an important part, of business, of acknowledgement. So no matter what's going on, something's going on, hey, welcome to Shaded by Soso. Feel free to try on, whatever you like. And then getting back to them once I'm done with, if it's me by myself, once I'm done whatever I'm doing, but sometimes it's the team. So we're making sure everybody's acknowledged. And that's a part of people feeling good about themselves, right? That's a part of the experience of like feeling good about yourself, feeling confident. So that's helped a lot with also just reminding people to like follow us on Instagram. So that's helped us, get our social media engagement up, like seeing people in person, having them trying on the sunglasses in person. And that also gives us content as well to build our online base, right? As we're doing these
mhm.
pop-up events and we're getting snippets of different people and different sunglasses, that's helping us build our content, which is in turn helping us build our online presence. So pop-up events have been like really monumental for Shaded by Soso in these first 2 years of business.
I think you just said a lot because with us living in very much a virtual space,
Mm-hmm.
um, being in person and connecting with people is still not a lost art and necessity. And so I'm glad that you touched on that and just the ways that it's really helped your business grow because you're essentially building relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, being in marketing for my full time job outside of this, is that people don't just buy your product, they buy the relationship with the person that they're working with.
Mhm.
So people like you and they like their interaction. That means a lot, and that goes a lot further than people think about.
Yes, because that can in turn lead them to like actually talk about their experience more so than the product. It was just really good energy. I felt good. We had a great conversation. Sometimes I talk to people and it has nothing to do with sunglasses, like nothing at all. Like we'll just have a regular conversation and they just end up buying sunglasses. But it's just also just like goes back to just like the kindness, right? Just the kindness. And sometimes for me, like I'm like, this may be the only conversation somebody has with, another human today. So let's make sure this is good. Let's make sure like they feel good. Let's make sure people can talk about like whatever they want to talk about. And we don't even have to make it like about the product, but it's about like them feeling good on the other end and us exchanging just good energy like with each other. Now I can say with pop-up events, as much as they have been monumental for the business, they have been hard sometimes.
I
Pop-up
appreciate
events
you sharing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it can be like very challenging. Can be very challenging from just like logistics, from carrying tents like from the car to wherever we're setting up, just having a wagon, like carrying all the inventory, the table, the chairs, like the gold shelf that we like to use, like getting all of that to the destination, that can just be very it can be very heavy on the body, just in terms of like just pulling the wagon or carrying the stuff. Like, hey, you might want to be in shape. It kind of helps to be in
Yeah.
shape with different logistics because you really never know. You never know till you get there. Of course, you can get an email with all the details with everything laid out, but you never know where you're going to be able to unload to where you're setting up and how much of a distance that's going to be. So really just we learned a lot in terms of just like minimizing like how much stuff we're bringing and how we're organizing things just to make sure we can get everything in a wagon, making sure the tent is on wheels so it's easier to drag. It takes time to find your flow in terms of pop-up events, but we've noticed that less is more. Sometimes less is
Mhm.
more in terms of logistics and getting things to and from point A to point B. And sometimes there are pop-up events where we've had like no sales and it's just been us just sharing the brand, maybe getting people to follow us on Instagram, drop their email on the website. That's so important to have some form of communication
Mhm.
with customers or potential customers, and that helps build the community, the shaded community, because maybe they don't buy anything at that moment. They may not buy anything the first email, the second email, but they may buy something eventually. So it's just us building a community sometimes with pop-up events, and it's not even about the sales. It's just like, okay, well, how can we add new members to the shaded community? And it's through these face-to-face interactions. And also the important thing about pop-ups is also other events. We learn about other events through pop-up events, through going to a pop-up event, whether we learn from another vendor, whether we learn about another event from like a customer, because you never know what people do. Like you meet
Yeah.
all different types of people. So you never know what people do. So they'll say, hey, actually, I'm holding an event. I'll, email you the details. And now look, there's a new opportunity to share the brand with a new audience. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of like beneficial things that come with pop-up events, though there are some challenges, in the
Mhm.
midst of it, but there's also like a lot of good. So I think that's with anything. You have your pros and your cons. Sometimes it's no sales, but sometimes it's a connection that's greater than having sales for that day.
That you wouldn't have had otherwise had you not been there. So
Right,
you were in the
exactly.
right place in the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know there's one famous person that has worn your sunglasses. I don't want to
Mhm.
take your thunder, so I'll let you share that with everyone. But I also want to take an opportunity to ask you, who is a style icon of yours that you would just fangirl out to see wearing your sunglasses?
Okay. So we'll start with the famous person that has already been shaded by Soso, which
Mm-hmm.
is Miss Tabitha Brown herself has been shaded
Mm-hmm.
by Soso, which is amazing. So
Yeah.
on her podcast, she also does highlight like small businesses as well. So we were able to get her and then her co-host Nick, we were able to get them shaded by Soso, and that was helpful in terms of reaching like an audience of people that I probably would not have reached on my own, people in different states. We noticed that they came to the website, so we got different email addresses. We got a couple of orders from different areas that we had never had orders from before. So
Yeah.
that was very beneficial. And then we made sure we sent very unique pairs. So we sent a pair of the oversized cat eye frames for
Oh.
Miss Tabitha Brown herself. Yeah, so they were like a cream color with like these brown like lines in between. So they're a nice funky pattern. So we sent
Uh-huh.
something that matched with her style. And then for Nick, her co-host, we did the holographic lenses that we talked about before. I bet you will, those unique frames. So they were able to highlight those frames to their audience, which was very nice, lovely, a wonderful surprise because you just never know with these things, right? As
Mhm.
a as a business owner, you're taking risks every day. I say
Yes.
every day is a risk as a business owner. So when you're sending out like products to like different people, different influencers, different stylists, things like that, it's just like you never know like when they're gonna post about it, or if
Mhm.
they'll even post about it at all. So at times, like I just send stuff and honestly I forget about it. In
Yeah.
times of like I just don't want to hold that, like just always thinking
Mhm.
about it. But it's just like I'm gonna send it, whatever happens, like it happens. So that was just like a nice surprise to see it actually happen because it was months later. It was like lots of months later from the initial like application to when we actually sent the product to when they actually posted about it. So that was a lovely surprise. So I think that's a part of the risk, right? We talked about earlier,
Mhm.
just like doing the things and like letting surprises happen, like
Yeah.
how they're gonna happen. So that was nice. I would say, well, there are two style icons that Shaded by Soso has like in mind that we would love to see wear Shaded by Soso. One
Okay.
is Usher. Usher
Ooh.
loves frame and is an
Yes.
creative, like somebody who just like loves frames. Like he's just always just very stylish. Like Usher just wears all different types of frames we've seen him in. Even when he's skating, he'll wear frames.
Yeah.
Performing, he'll wear frames for his photo shoots when he's out and about. He's just always in a nice pair of frames. And also he's always just nicely dressed. I feel like Usher has looked good all of his life, and God bless him. God has really blessed him. So Usher is somebody
Agreed. Agreed.
we would love to see him shaded by Soso. And
Mhm.
then another celebrity we would love to see shaded by Soso is her. Like I love her,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's another like staple of frames. Like
Yeah.
when I think of both of them, I think of eyewear. Like they're both people. Like I think of eyewear. Like I'm like, oh, they always have eyewear on. They always have something different, something unique on that just goes with like their personal style. It's like that accessory is their signature, which I love. I truly love that about both of them. Like sunglasses, like that is their signature. Like especially her, like that's literally
Yeah.
a part of her style. That's a signature style for her. So those are two like icons who make wonderful music. Again, it goes back to me loving R&B and very like
Mhm.
music that we would love to see shaded by Soso in the future. They will be. I truly believe they will be.
Oh yeah, we're gonna manifest that it will
Yes.
happen.
Yes.
That's another reason I wanted to ask you so we can manifest it and put it out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can update y'all
Yes, come
when
back
it
and update
happens.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and update the style crew. So, my second to last question for you: what advice do you have for other Black women that are looking to break into fashion or start a product-based business?
Ooh, what advice do I have? Oh gosh. I know this is okay, this is an annoying piece of advice, but it's so true. Like it's so true. It's to really it's to do it. It's to just do it. I know, like,
Okay.
when we think about Nike and how the slogan is just do it, like, oh, okay, well, how do you just do it? But it literally is like just do it. And I say that in terms of when I think about like Shaded by Soso and just thinking about it from the beginning, right? Thinking about it just being an idea to it coming to fruition, like I literally just did the things. Like I did the things without even knowing every single step of the way. That's a big thing. Don't think you have to know like every single detail, every single step, because with business, so many different things are going to happen where you're going to have to pivot anyway. So of course you can you can make this grand plan, right, for your business, how you want to live, what you want to do. But once you actually just start doing the things, that is where like all the learning comes in. So that's why my advice is to just do it, because you're going to learn along the way. And you can't, to me, you can't learn anything without doing it, because you can sit and talk about a plan and make a plan for years about how you want this business to go. But nothing can start happening until you start doing the things. So even if it's just like, just one thing a day. You know what? Today, I'm just going to register for my LLC. I'm just going to Google how to register for an LLC in whatever state I live in, and I'm going to register
Mhm.
for the LLC. Check. That's done.
Mhm.
Like today, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna form the email address. Check, that's done. Like it does not have to be a million like things in one day. I think one thing each day, like that counts. Like you're growing. Like you are growing. Like you have no idea how much you're growing with just one thing a day. So my advice is to just do the thing. Don't put like a time limit on yourself. There's no
Mhm.
rush, there's no hurry. Like take your time, but just do it. Just start doing it. It's just one foot. It's literally like you're just crawling before you walk. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna start crawling, I'm gonna do a little bit, then I'm gonna start walking, and I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other. And you'll learn along the way. And don't be afraid to reach out to others, and get some advice. And there's a lot of free resources too, as
Mhm.
well. I will shout out Score Atlanta. They're online and they have a lot of free business resources. They do webinars. You can get yourself a mentor. There's a lot of resources that are all free for business owners. So I would say check out Score. I believe it's score.org, but or you can just Google Score Atlanta.
I didn't even know about that. So I appreciate you for sharing that
Of
with the
course,
listeners and me.
no problem.
So, the very last question, I always close out the
Okay.
podcast with a style related question
Mm-hmm.
because, yes, we can see your beautiful
Yeah.
face.
Right.
Um, because we are style and conversation. So, with you being an avid traveler, what is your favorite pair of sunglasses to take with you when you're traveling?
Um, now these are like my babies. It's hard to have a favorite.
I know, I know.
It's
Could be
hard.
more than one.
Pardon, it could be more than one.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. With me traveling, with me traveling, like I said, I usually take different pairs of sunglasses. Okay,
Hmm.
because sometimes I'm taking new sunglasses that we're testing out, and I'm just like, oh, I'm on a vacation. Let me take these. This is the perfect time to take them. But
Oh,
I will say the elegance frames are are one of like my faves. So they come in an all black. I was just trying to see if I have a pair here. So there's an all
okay.
black frame. Then there's a green marble one. Then there's a marble one with like black, white, and a bit of gold in it. So I can say like those are a few of my faves. Also, the
Okay.
white oversized cat eyes, like
Uh-huh.
those are very
Uh,
like when I'm going somewhere tropical, those are a must. Like those are actually like a must. Like I have to have those like
yeah,
in
I
my
can see
bag.
those.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's just so many. It's just so many. What's another pair? Oh my god, the heavyweight browns. We don't have those anymore, but they're these thick brown acetate sunglasses.
Hmm.
Those that go with anything and they stand out. They give very like first class energy, though I may not be flying first class yet, but they give very
Yes.
first class energy.
Yes.
So I love the heavyweight browns. Those are like another staple. Like I can always like throw on my bag because I'm like these can go with any outfit. They don't
Hmm.
have to go with a specific outfit, but I know they can go with any outfit.
Yeah.
But I will say, depending on your style, there's a pair of shaded by Soso sunglasses for any vacation you're going on. So don't forget your eyewear because it's important to stylishly protect your eyes from the sun.
All the things. She got you covered for all the trips, guys, and day to day.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we have to close it out by giving you the opportunity to tell everyone how they can keep up with you. If you have any upcoming collaborations or projects that you want to share with the audience, all the things, this is your time.
Yes. So shaded by Soso. So first of all, you all can go to the website, shadedbysoso.com. Drop your email address in so you can be a part of the shaded community. Also, you can shop online and I have something special for all the listeners here on the podcast. Okay, so I have a code for you all to save 20%. You're going to use the code capital SJL for Style by Jessica Lauren. 20 for 20% off of your purchase. So again, the code is capital SJL, the number 2, the number 0, and you'll be able to save 20% off your purchase. So add whatever you want to your cart and then use that promo code for 20% off. Also, we're on Instagram, so follow us on Instagram at Shaded by Soso. We post a lot on Instagram about where we're going to be and a lot of creative content that we have. And I say where we're going to be in terms of where we're popping up at. We could be anywhere in the Atlanta area and also the DC area too. We like to pop up there too because my family's there, so I'm able to have inventory there as well for pop-up events. Also, we are coming out with a birthday luxe collection 2.0 in August this month. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll be having some new frames coming in. We're focusing on some metals. So we're excited. We have some rimless frames coming in, and we also just have some nice gold metal on frames as well. So excited about that, different shapes. So stay tuned for the birthday luxe collection. And also, what's coming up? We're doing a creator summit in DC on September 20th. So we'll be popping up at that event. And then in October 18th, we'll be at the French Market in Buckhead, which we did last year. And it was an amazing turnout. We'll be back in the Buckhead area this year. And just stay tuned. We don't know what else may come out. We're going to have some new frames come out, some new wood frames as well, which we'll do in September. The wood frames have been very popular, but you'll see a lot of our creative content on Instagram, Shaded by Soso. And once you get your pair, make sure you tag us, Shaded by Soso, in your videos and your photos.
All the things. Well, I want to thank you for your willingness to be a guest on the podcast. And I just want to honor you for being obedient and pursuing the vision through the good times and the bad times, and for just being willing to share your talent with the world. And I can't wait to see you continue to grow and your business thrive and all your gifts make room for you. And I can't wait to see this new collection in August because that's my birthday month too. So I'm very excited. And for the listeners, that code will be linked in the episode bio as well as Soso's website, like always with my guests. So run it up, buy your sunglasses, gift them all the things, continue to support this Black-owned business. And yeah.
Yes, and thank you for having me and sharing your platform, to highlight the brand and also for me to tell a little bit of my story and about who I am. So thank you. I appreciate you and the good works that you're doing and your obedience as well. And you're inspiring people all over that you don't even know that you're inspiring. So thank you for all that you're doing, Jessica.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Your kind words mean more than what you know. And with that, we are out, Style Crew, until next week, where we are featuring another Black-owned business. Again, the theme this month is we're rooting for everybody Black. So lock in with us and support these businesses. And I'll see you next week, guys. Hey, Style Crew, make sure you're keeping up with our podcast through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, as well as the Podcast Index. And if you'd like to view the podcast visually, check out my YouTube channel, Styled by Jessica Lauren.